What's up, everybody, and happy Halloween. I'm Gio, and welcome back to Carvalho Creations, where I show you how to make awesome props and projects of your own. Now, every year as the big day creeps closer, I like to give you guys a do-it-yourself costume idea to help you get into the mood for the season. Now, this year, I realized I'm kind of running out of time, but in the previous years, I showed you guys how to do a really inexpensive Frankenstein prosthetic using nothing but liquid latex and a foam bowl. Last year, we went ahead and did our Exorcist illusion costume, which were both really cool videos. If you guys haven't seen those, definitely go check them out for when you're done with this one. But this year, like I said, I was running out of time and my budget was a little bit low. So I wanted to get some costumes done for the entire family that was going to be relatively inexpensive, but still look awesome. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you using an airbrush and some body paint, how to create this look you see here, 2 skulls and a crazy killer clown. So why don't we get ready to go wild? All right, what's up, everybody? So today I'm going to be showing you how to do a little bit of custom body art, and I'm going to go over the material list so you're going to know what you need to get these looks going. Now, first and foremost, you're obviously going to need some kind of airbrush, and I'll go ahead and link in the description down below an airbrush that you guys can use to get started. It's a really good one, it'll be perfect for what you need. And it also comes with a little compressor as well. And you're going to be needing some of these, and these are the airbrush body paints. This is by Custom Body Art. I just started messing around with these a few days ago, and man, they're already so cool. I've done a couple different looks, which I'm going to show you guys today in this video. So this is going to be really awesome, but this is pretty much what you're primarily going to be needing. Now I have other things, just small, like this is makeup from the Dollar Tree, eyeshadow, some little brushes, a couple pencils, things like that, just to do a little bit more detailed work. And I also have a little bit of body paint, white body paint and black body paint as well, just to kind of give those little fine details to really make this look cool. So I'm going to show you a few different styles in today's video, get a really cool looking costume for your next Halloween party. So why don't we get ready to go wild? All right, everyone, to start off our first look today, what I'm doing is just creating this base coat. Now this is going to be one of our skeletons, and before we even get started, I just want to mention, like, I'm going to be using the same steps and methods for every look, and then you're going to be able to apply that to everything you do. So it's pretty simple. If you break it down, it seems maybe a little bit intimidating, but it's really not. It's really something that you guys can definitely get done. This is like this first time I actually really went ahead and gave this a go and tried airbrushing face painting like this. So it's definitely something that can be done by anybody. But what I did first was put down the base coat, like I said, and then I jumped in and I'm doing basically like a sketch. So I'm just taking a color of my choosing, and this is going to be my mid-tone between my dark and lights. Now, this step is essential because it's going to paint in roughly where I want the shapes to be, and also it's going to help transition from dark to light, giving that 3D effect. So right here, I chose to use green. I thought this would be a cool undertone color. And once I get this all mapped out, I'm going to go back in with black and start really pushing in where I want the harder lines to go. So this look starts to really come together very quickly. But I'm only going to be using 3 colors for this specific look. It's the white base coat. I'm going to go over with this green like I'm showing you here to map out my design. And then I'm going to go in with that black just to push the darks in and really create that depth. Now, the difference between creating the looks here for face painting and doing my traditional, what I do typically with my prop work and painting my props, is my props already have definition to begin with. This face painting is going to be all done by hand, and you're creating the illusion of depth. So it's definitely something that you're going to have to visualize before you start, so it really makes sense in the end, and you have to kind of just trust the process. So now, like you can see here, I'm starting to really push in the blacks and create that overall look. This is a really cool way to do some easy costumes, so I hope you guys give this one a try. Now, I'm going to leave in the description down below the airbrush that you guys can use that comes with a little compressor, and also the paint set that I'm using here. And altogether, this costs about a little over $100, which may seem like a lot, but really in hindsight, I've already done about 7 or 8 looks with that little set of paint. So it does definitely go a long way. Plus you can use your airbrush for prop work if you guys are into that kind of stuff, or even just creating more makeup looks just like this. So it's definitely worth the value, and you get some really cool looks. With a little bit of practice, this is going to be my new favorite thing. Now, I chose to show you guys 2 different looks with skulls specifically because I wanted to show you some variations you can get in the designs themselves. Now, pretty much kind of like the same look, but with little tweaks here and there, you can change the overall feeling of the character very quickly with some minor alterations. So here I'm just cutting in the jaw just to make that look a little more clean. And again, I'm just pumping in these darks here, making sure I got the blacks completely saturated. And now for the next step, I'm going to start working in these teeth. Now, all I can say is you just got to be real gentle with that trigger when you're doing this, and lightly go in an up and down motion roughly where you want, and then increase the paint flow and the pressure as you go to darken in that white color. Now, I've seen a lot of different variations of these skulls here itself, but I thought this was pretty cool as far as the depth and the distance I wanted these teeth to go for this specific look. And I'm taking that same white color. Now, you might notice it's stark white for the teeth, and then the skin has kind of soaked in a little bit of that paint, so it's a little more flesh tone. So now I'm going to go over that and start really pushing the highlights for this look and creating that contrast between the dark and the light. So now we're pushing in the white to really bring in all the detail that we just worked on. If you guys want to see more looks just like this, more airbrush painting costumes, that kind of stuff, please let me know down in the comment section below. Alright, for our second look, I'm going to be doing, again, another skull face, but we're going to be using a different mid-tone color. I went with the purple for this one. I feel like this one's a little more masculine in the look of it. I'm going to be going with a higher contrast between dark and light, and also give this more of a deeper, darker feeling. And again, I'm just mapping out the skull here with my purple color. This is just a sketch portion of what I'm doing, but it's the exact same process, and I'll be using this also for the clown and zombie I do here in this video. But I just wanted to give you like an alternative to the skull, so you have 2 variations that you can choose from. Again, really simple. I think when it comes down to as far as how long it actually took me to create the looks, and this is also including cleaning out my airbrush in between paint colors, maybe half an hour altogether. So, you know, and again, I'm very brand new, novice at this. I haven't done more than 5 looks so far. This is my first couple actually, and you know, I have a little bit of knowledge of airbrushing, so I kind of understood the premise behind it. But again, you can really get this down pretty quickly. It's just about visualizing what you're going to do ahead of time before you actually jump into your artwork. So again, like any project that I suggest or show you guys here, make sure you have a lot of reference pictures so you can really see that vision in your mind before you go and try this out. It's going to save you a lot of headache if you're already planned out and mapped out with what you want it to look like, so you can get to that end result through every step of the process. And again, here I'm really just cutting in the jawline and creating that neck as well. Now, depending on what you're going to wear with the costume wise, you can, pull the shirt open and go a little further so he has more, I guess, options as far as clothing. But for this, I just wanted to do a simple look focused on the face and what you can do with airbrushing. And again, we're going to go ahead and do the teeth here. Also, one thing too is you can pull that white color a little up the lip or down the chin to create a longer root for your teeth. You can definitely stylize these. You can put fangs on them. You can make some missing if you're doing a zombie and that kind of thing. But it's entirely up to you, completely customizable, which I love, and it's super inexpensive. Like, man, I'm having so much fun with these. I've done quite a few just tests to see what I can do here, but I think we're going to have more videos just like this. I hope you guys are enjoying this one because I have so much more to come. Now, again, I'm just pushing that highlight, that next layer of white, to make sure this looks like a skull, so it's completely contrasty, so when you see it at night, it's really going to pop out and give the illusion that this dude's actually a skeleton. So once I get this mapped out, I'm going to go ahead and do an extra step with this look here and take a makeup pencil and start to carve in just some finer details to etch in where the skeleton actually meets the dark. Also in between the teeth here, just kind of etching those in so you can see the separation a little bit more. And then I'm going to add some cracks maybe in the jaw and the forehead, just to give another layer of texture. But I also wanted this like comic style look to all these characters, so they kind of come from the same universe in a sense as far as the design of them. But this is such a cool way to do this. You can do these looks if you don't have an airbrush with just makeup. I'm just not that skilled, so I wanted to show you what I know. Alright, for our third look here, I'm going to be doing this crazy killer clown. Now, this is my daughter here, we're just giving her a little base coat with white to kind of fill it in. Like, I'm only going about 80% with this first layer as well as far as coverage goes, just to get the look started. And then we'll be going back in, and I chose a pink color for the mid-tone on this one, just to show you that it really doesn't matter what you're using for the mid-tone. Just to give that cool look, and you have a lot of variety and variation that you can use with this as well. But again, this is just my sketch layer here with the pink. I'm creating where I'm going to have the eyebrow ridge. I'm going to give her more of like a sinister look, digging in some of those jowls next to her mouth and pulling in the design a little bit more and where I want things to go. This is all about placement in this step. And again, this is the same technique I'm using for every look, so you guys can see in multiple looks how you can get it really easily with 3 colors. I wanted to hit the nose first with this red color, and then also the mouth to put in that smile before I started working in my blacks, just so I can visually see the character before we go on to the next step. I do a lot of things based on how my mind works, and for me specifically, I wanted to make sure that I had the mouth in place and the nose in place, so it started to read as a clown before I started with the actual blacks here. So this is done now, so I'm going to jump into the blacks here. And again, this is where you start to commit to your line work here. So pushing in the eyebrows and that kind of like sinister look she's got on her face. I make sure that she smiles quite a few times in between so I can see how the overall look is gonna appear to your audience. Kind of putting in crow's feet here. Now, I did go a little thick with the line work here. Go ahead and go back in and hit this white and cover some of those thick black lines to thin it out a little bit and make it look more realistic. Again, though, I did want them thicker than actual crow's feet that you would see and stuff like that, because I want it to be very visible at night when she's out trick-or-treating or when you're in a haunt doing your thing. So I wanted to make sure that these are very high contrast in nature so you can see them at night, because that's primarily when people are going to use the costumes. And again, I just going back in with a little makeup pencil here, a black color, to create more of a rigid line in the eyebrows and the crow's feet, and also to give it that cool comic effect. So you can see here, as I start to punch in some of these colors, little details, her whole personality starts to change and come to life with the look. And again, this is a red makeup pencil. This is just to add a little more texture again here. And with these designs too, I'm always thinking about what type of character, what kind of vibe you want people to get from the look itself. And, you know, definitely with this killer clown, you want like a sinister, really wild and over the top features. So that's what I was going for here. To finish this look off, I did put a little bit of that color into the hair, just green over the white, just to give her a little color to that too. But this is such a cool look. I hope you guys try this one out for sure. Now for our final look today, I'm going to be doing just a zombie kind of style airbrush for this look. Now, I want to mention right away, all those people that you see online doing their own airbrush on their own face, my hat's off to them, because this was a lot harder than I thought it would be, for sure. But again, I'm just etching in where I want some of this detail to go here. Now with this look, the green base coat, I probably got maybe 30% coverage on that first. I kind of wanted it to blend into the back of my head, so it wasn't like witch green in the front and then completely faded out and look like a step. I didn't know what I was going to wear with this. It's just like a trial. But I wanted to go ahead and kind of blend the green into my natural skin tone in the back of my head and my neck. So here I'm just blotching in those colors like I said here, and then I'm going to take a black color now and start to really commit to some of these lines and shading of the eyes and the nose, and really push the blacks, things that I want to disappear completely. So I've made sure to do that in my cheekbones and my temples here, and then in and around my eyes as well as the nose, just to push all that black in. And then I'll be cutting in those cheekbones a little deeper here to really start to separate what I want visible to what I want vanish, I should say. Now after this black is set in, I'm going to go in with more of that green color to start to separate the front of this face. So I'm pushing in a lot of color in the front of my face to make sure the focal point is all there. So when the audience sees it, they really are zoned in on the face only and kind of lose some of the detail in the ears and along the back of the head. Now, this is a good way to keep that focus. So if you're doing a haunt and you have yourself down a hallway, say, and you're standing there with that kind of makeup, with that high contrast makeup, and it's directed on your face and you have the light right there, it's really going to be cool and sell that character. So I'm trying to think about these things as I'm doing this airbrush. And here I'm just adding a little bit of teeth. I thought I needed some kind of dimension to the bottom of my lip. Kind of unwilling to shave at the moment to get rid of the beard, so I'm doing the best I can with what I got. So, but again, I'm pushing in more yellow now on top of that green to give it more of like a highlight. So everything is really nice and colorful right there in the front. And then I'm going to be doing a little bit of line work with more of those marker pencils in a second here. And again, I wanted this to feel more comic character, zombie. So I'm etching in around the eyes, creating the crow's feet and around the nose. And then I'll also be going back in with a highlighted color with more body paint, just a little bit of yellow and white mixed together to create more of a prominent set of teeth on the bottom, and then also to highlight around my cheeks and above my nose. So this is about the end of the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed our video. I definitely had a lot of fun with this one. If you guys want to try it out, please do and let me know how it goes. If you want to see more looks just like this, more makeup looks, please let me know down in the comment section below. But until next time, happy haunting. Thank you guys so much for sticking with me to the end of our video today, and I hope you enjoyed our Halloween airbrush makeup tutorial. As always, if there's a character or creature you'd like to see me recreate in the future, please write me down in the comment section below and let me know what you want to see. I'm always game for new props and projects. Now, pretty soon here at the channel, we're going to be transitioning into our Christmas season, but don't worry, I'm going to bring all that spooky and scary goodness into our Christmas props to make some really wild and outlandish pieces. So stay tuned for that. And don't forget to hit those notification bells so you never miss a video. But until next time, keep building things, stay creative, and don't forget to go wild with it. I'm Gio from Carvalho Creations, wishing you a safe and happy Halloween. Anyway, guys, bye.